Hello everyone, see you again on the King's Recaps.
There is a party like this. You will get $10,000 for every piece of meat. Drinking a sip of alcohol, you can get $50,000. Is this deal extremely profitable? However, there is nothing for free in this world. You will absolutely get unexpected consequences, and it potentially makes you lose your life. This is a dining party organized by a rich man. The people coming to this party are all poor people in desperate need of money. Iris is one of those people. Her brother is suffering from a serious illness, so she urgently needs a large sum of money. There were wine, steak, and foie gras on the table. However, Iris wanted to change food, because she was a vegetarian. After the boss of the party, Sherpert heard it and felt extremely excited. He said that, as long as she ate a piece of beef he would give her $10,000. As soon as he finished speaking, the butler put on table $10,000 in cash. After hesitating for a while, Iris decided to eat a small piece of beef. Next, Sherpert told the man who was quitting alcohol that if he finished a little of wine he would get $10,000 too. Unexpectedly, the man refused. Sherpert told the butler took out $50,000. The alcoholic debtor's mind immediately collapsed. He picked up the bottle and drank it. Sherpert was very happy. Indeed, money can make anything happen. However, the next death game is the purpose they aim for when joining the party. The winner will receive a huge amount of money. The game rule is extremely simple. Sherpert will give them options A and B, and they have to choose within the allotted time. When the game has started, they no longer have a chance to retreat. Then, the butler brings something that is covered with a black cloth. When the butler removed the black cloth, everyone could no longer sit still. This is an electric shock machine. The alcoholic man named Conway immediately got angry that it was a scam. After that, Conway was shot dead by a butler while trying to leave. The others were also startled and wanted to leave immediately. However, they are threatened to return to their position and continue the game. This is a game without any humanity. Here, if they don't hurt others, they can only sacrifice themselves. The last survivor will receive a huge amount of money. The first round is the electric shock game. The butler put the ring that had been connected to the shock machine to the heads of the two players. Then the butler gave one player a remote control, in which there are two buttons, green and red. The red button is to electrify the girl, and the blue button is to electrocute himself. He is forced to choose in 15 seconds. At the last second, the man chose to electrocute himself. Substitute for the man is an old woman. This time, it was the girl's turn to hold the remote. From the very first few seconds, the girl decisively shocked the old woman. After that, each participant was electrified once. Some people regained consciousness but others died. The second round was even more violent. This time, it was also to choose one of the two. Each person had to choose between stabbing someone in the thigh with an ice pick or whipping Travis 3 times with a sjambok. It was very obvious that everyone chose to whip Travis with a sjambok. After several rounds of torture, Travis only had a little breath to live on. When it was Peter's turn, he stabbed the old woman's thigh with an ice pick. Unfortunately, he stabbed her femoral artery, causing her to die instantly from excessive blood loss. Tortured guy Travis has also fainted. Sherpert saw this, and discussed the next game with the butler. At this time, Iris and a few people were also discussing the escape. Immediately upon a signal, everyone stood up to protest. When the butler was distracted, Iris took the opportunity to escape. When a man was preparing to attack Sherpert, he was shot by Sherpert with a gun. After that, everyone was forced to return to their original positions. Iris was also captured shortly afterward. At this time, the participants only had 4 people. The third round of the game begins. The guard pushed a barrel in. Then, the butler gave each person a letter that contained an unspecified task. They are forced to choose between a letter or a barrel of water. If they chose the letter, they would have to accept the method of punishment written in it. If they chose the barrel, they would have to hold their breath underwater for 2 minutes. The first player chooses the letter. This is a limited challenging horror game. He will have to burn a cannon in his hand. It was a cannon with tremendous explosive power. He has no other choice. One is that he receives the punishment, the other is that he will be shot dead by the guard. So he shakily lit the cannon in his hand. The explosion destroyed his entire hand. Then he had a heart attack and died. The second player also decided to pick the letter because he definitely wouldn't be able to hold his breath for 2 minutes. The punishment written inside was to pierce one of his own eyes. He was devastated, but he had no choice. He decided to stab his eyes. Everyone who witnessed that scene was extremely scared. It was Iris's turn, but she chose to hold her breath for 2 minutes in the water. She was held tightly by the guard, even though she was constantly struggling. At this moment, Iris remembered her brother. She told herself that she couldn't die. He is still waiting for her money to continue living. After 2 minutes ended, Iris successfully passed the challenge. The last player, after opening the letter, was extremely hopeless. She had to hold her breath for 4 minutes in the water. The butler pressed her head into the water. She struggled for a while then stopped. The game was left with just Iris and Lucas. Shepard told the butler to use coins to decide who will play first. Iris is the one taking the priority. This round is very simple. The first option is that Iris will give up the bonus and leave with Lucas. The next option is to kill Lucas and leave herself. Lucas heard that and was extremely happy. He assumed that Iris would give up the bonus and save him. He tried to convince her by mentioning Iris's brother. However, without waiting for Lucas to finish speaking, Iris shot him. Laughter and congratulations from Shepard and the butler resounded. Iris was the final winner. Iris took the prize and returned home. She found out her brother was dead in bed. Thus, all of her efforts in the game no longer mattered. When we have to choose between self-interest and morality, we will most likely choose what works for us. At that time, we have no reason to choose the right thing. Money makes us lose faith, lost our way between good and evil. Perhaps the death of her brother Iris was the greatest punishment for Iris. She will have to live in regret for her decisions in that crazy game. The movie ends here. Thank you for watching. Follow my page to watch more film review.
I hope you guys love this video, and hope you like the video, and subscribe to my channel for support and more video in the future. Have a nice day everyone.